So first we'll see what is web scraping, then we'll proceed. Now we have this Amazon website in front of us. Now say we need the books section, and in the advanced search field I need the books that has been released on the last 30 days. So I search for the books and I get the list of books, and here on the condition I give the last 30 days I get the books peril, storyteller and all. And say I need the title of the book and the price of the book and the images on a separate file or an external file. So and not to get this list of this we use Scrapy. Okay, now let's see how the Scrapy works internally. And we have this website in front of us. Say we need to know how this web page is constructed, and any web page is developed using the basic two languages called HTML and CSS. And you can do that by inspecting the page, like right click and view page source, and you get the HTML tags and the CSS files in front of you. And basically what we see is a JavaScript file, and when you scroll down you get to know about the different tags that has been used in this particular website. And for example I can show you the division class that has been used in this website. I search for div and there it is. You can see the division tag and along with the ID. So each ID has a unique property, and that helps to us to identify what resources that has been used in the particular website. So we'll go back to our amazon.com, and this is the uniform resource locator, that is the URL for this particular page that has the conditions for the advanced search. And you have this division class in front of you. If I search for the book name, say Peril by Bob Woodward, we get to see where exactly this name is inside this file. So we need this name to be extracted outside a file like a JSON or something. So now in order to get this particular ID, say the name of the book, the author of the book, we can inspect this particular file in the JavaScript file. So as you can search here, like there is an ID for each particular element that helps us uniquely identify this book. So what we need to do is have a selector kind of thing, like a CSS selector that you will be seeing shortly. So for our Python Scrapy program to work, we need two main things. One is the Python interpreter installed in our machine, and we need this IDE called Pycharm. You can use your own like Sublime Text, but I prefer Pycharm. And there are two versions, professional and for the free community. And I have downloaded the community version, that is for my local machine, and you can download for Windows or either Linux. So I have already installed, and now I'll open Pycharm, and we need to create a new project. Say I'll name my project as Scrapy tutorial. And we use a virtual environment. Like why we use a virtual environment is say we create any files or like any installations that we make does not affect the local configurations. That is why we use a virtual environment that creates a separate environment for our Python program to run. So this is the interface of Python, and we have the main function here which we are not going to use, so I'll delete it. Okay, now we have this Scrapy tutorial project with us, and also the virtual environment. It is an isolated unit that has been provided by this Pycharm for us. So what it basically does, it creates an isolated unit so that any dependencies that we install in this does not affect the local machine that we have. Now for our project to work, we'll need certain dependencies that needs to be installed. So we go to the settings of this project, and then we install necessary dependencies from the tools that are provided. Actually, it is in preferences in my computer, and there we go to the project. Then we select the Python interpreter, and we do not have an interpreter yet, so we go and add. Say I need Python 3 for my project, so I use the existing environment, and yeah, now it's here. Python 3.8 is a version that we use, and I select OK. Now the default packages that has been given are pip, setup tools, and wheel. Now we need to add Scrapy by our own. We search for Scrapy, and there it is, and the latest version is 2.5.1, and we click install package. So it takes some time for installation. You need to be patient, so I'll see you after it gets installed. And now it is installed successfully, and we get the message here, and we close this window, and now we are good to see the additional packages that has been installed with Scrapy. So by now you would have gotten some basic understanding about Scrapy, and in order to explain it much more deeper, we'll scrape a real website, that is the Amazon website that we already saw, and it has the last 30 days collection of books, and we need to create a new project. Say in the Scrapy tutorial folder, I go to the main folder. Now I will clear the screen. Now you need to create a new project. The command for it is Scrapy start project, and then you give your desired name. I'll give it as Amazon tutorial, and now you can see it runs inside the virtual environment, and it is created at the above given path inside Pycharm projects. And now if you refresh and see, there is the subfolder created along with all the Scrapy files. Now we need to change directory into the Amazon tutorial folder, and you get to type this command to create a spider for it. A spider is basically a file that helps us to crawl inside the website and extract data. So the command for that is Scrapy gen spider, and the spider name we assigned is Amazon spider, and the website that we are gonna crawl is amazon.com. Now you can see it is created inside the Amazon tutorial. Now you get to see the Amazon spiders. See, this is the class Amazon spider that has been created, and Scrapy is imported by default, and we don't use the allowed domains, and we copy our own Amazon books that we have customized according to our search. Now I'll paste the domain name inside the start URLs. Now the four data that we are going to collect is the product name, the product author, and the price of it, as well as the image link. So we need to create the parameters for it inside this class. So I'll copy this and paste it 4 times. So I'll rename it into product name, then product author, followed by product price, then product image ID. we have created our parameters. Then we go into our Amazon Spider file and we import those items inside this Python file. From items, import Amazon tutorial item, and we need to have a reference object in order to call the objects from that class. So I created an Amazon tutorial item with the constructor. So now we get to create the local variables in order to extract the information from the main website. So as I told you before, any website is made up of basic HTML and CSS. So we need to parse the response that we get from the CSS selector. So it comes as a tag that is basically string. So we need the selector gadget. For the selector gadget, it's an extension of Chrome that you need to install. You can get it on Google by searching for it, and this is another user agent part which I'll be explaining at the end. So what it basically does is it helps us to bypass restrictions and all. So now coming back to the selector gadget, so I have already installed in my Chrome. So it's the extension that is used to get the CSS properties that we need for our Amazon data extraction. Now I select the selector gadget. Now you get to select each properties. Say if I need the title, it highlights as yellow. If you want to unselect any unwanted, you can reselect and it goes into red. So now for the title, it selects the title in every item that has been listed. So you get the color property, and what you need to do is copy and then paste it inside the response or CSS. You must paste inside the tag, and the function that we will be using is .extract. It extracts the ID that has been associated with the tag. So next we get to extract the product author name. So I'll type product author, and for this also we need the response.css to get the same tag. So similarly we go to the selector gadget, we disable it, then again we enable it, so that now we need the author. So we'll click, so every other unwanted things are highlighted, so we unclick it. So now it has gone. The yellow color is what we need. So in each file, each item, the author name gets highlighted. So we deselect the unwanted items. Now we got the necessary tag for us. Now we again copy this and we paste it inside our Python file. Now the same, we use extract for this also, which extracts the author name for us. So it's that simple. Again, now we need the price of it. So I put product underscore price variable, then we get the response.css. Again the same thing. Now I need only the hardcover edition of it. So what I do is select the selector gadget, and before that you need to disable, and that you need to enable. Now I select the 18, but the other prices also get selected, so I deselected. Now you can see in every item the dollar is selected. Now I paste it inside the response. Now again you can use get function also, and also get all is also a valid one, but we use extract all as a standard function. So extract all, and finally we get to extract the image of it, image link. So we don't get the image as a whole, but we get the source of the image, that is the link from which it has been gotten and then displayed. So for this also we use the selector gadget, and first deselect it, then you enable it. Now you click the photo of the image, then as you can see the corresponding tag has been extracted for us. We use the extract function. Now I'll change the image ID into image itself. So for easy naming, I go to the image items file and I change here also image. Now it's fine. So now we have created all the variables along with the responses. So if you see here, the return response must only be in text. So we use this text keyword along the scope resolution operator, so that we don't get the whole tag but only the text, that is the name of the product. So in the same way we do it for the product author also, but there is one problem, and we have multiple tags inside it, so we use a separate CSS function, and inside that we use a scope resolution operator inside the tag. That is very much important with the text keyword. So for the price also we just copy and paste it, so that we extract only the string, that is the text element from out of it. And for the image thing, what you see on the website is just the image that has been collected from another source website. So what we need is the source link to that image file. So I'll add the source attribute inside this response. Actually you can see that for yourself. Go right click, inspect the page, there you get to see the source link for that particular image, and what we need is this source link. So what I go do is that add the source with the scope resolution operator and get that particular attribute out of this response. So I'll delete this pause. Now it's ready for execution. Before that I'll create the items where the data needs to be stored. I'll give the same name as that of the variable that we have used. So I'll just copy and paste, and we need the author, so I'll type product author. I'll change this also. Naming is naming convention, so very much important while you name the variable. So I'll copy and paste the product price, then the product image. And it is important to note that only the link to that image where it is stored is retrieved. So we use yield items, so that this will display the items that has been extracted. So now our program is ready for execution. I'll rename this name to Amazon for easier execution. I'll clear the screen. So the command for execution is Scrapy and crawl, then the spider's name, that is Amazon. Once you execute, it runs. It is pretty much fast. So now when you scroll up, you can see the result of our execution. There is the product price, and then all the titles of the books are given. Then as I told you before, there is this link for the particular images, and when you right click it and then you open in the browser, you get to see the image file separately. So the product author's name is also extracted. So that is it. We have done our first scraping, and the user agent is the one that sometimes prevents you from extracting the data. In that case, you should use the Google Bot user agents. In my case, you need to go to this website called whatismybrowser.com, and you get to see what the particular user agent that you use, and you need to copy that and paste it inside the settings file. Now it's done. Even if it doesn't work before, now when you run, it will run. That's it. Thank you.